What's your favorite season 4 episode?
I'll go the body switching episode.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I watched the whole thing with my jaw on the floor. I'm only human. Only fucking human.
Well, you did a good job.
All right, question. What was your favorite Rick and Morty episode? Favorite Rick and Morty episode? I think Love Potion number 9 is my favorite. Because it ends with the Mancy Star music cue, and I just sat down with the creators of The Adventures of Pete and Pete, and they were talking about that episode, and like everybody responds to that episode emotionally, and I think it's really, I don't know, I think it typifies that show really well. So yeah, I'll go with that one. There's only 10. What am I going to do? Ponder it? There's 11? Oh, including the pilot? Really? Is that true? All right, you learn something every day. What's up?
Did you change like the writing style itself and the way the dialogue was presented as a way to help carry the theme across?
Do you mean, I want to understand your question. When I wrote the dialogue for Community, did I change the theme, to change the
writing style itself, when you did like a theme, so for example, like the Law and Order episode, did you change like the writing style?
I understand. Yes. If we do like a Law and Order episode, or yeah, then definitely the dialogue becomes. I would say with Community, the camera is allowed to be a character. The camera is allowed to go to wardrobe, get dressed up. The big pitfall that I wanted to avoid, because I was a kid growing up, there was a show called Moonlighting, which is a brilliant show, which had Bruce Willis on it and Sybil Shepherd, and they had a detective agency, and it ran several seasons, and they became known for doing these crazy episodes where you would fade in and it was black and white, or you would fade in and it was like they were doing Taming of the Shrew, and it was for no reason. It was just, oh, I guess this is what Moonlighting is doing this week because they're bored. And I always wanted to avoid that alienation, but I always respected that thing. The Peanuts and the Muppets and really well-hewn characters, they're always allowed to do whatever they want because they are who they are. And so, yes, when we do those episodes, I always need a reason for them to be doing what they're doing, and on top of that, I always want to plunge headlong into it. That's precisely the point. It makes it a Law and Order episode for Annie to be speaking as if she's a Law and Order character. She stops, otherwise it's like, basically I'm just ripping off 30 Rock in terms of like cadence, like just set up punchline. But yeah, if you're doing an episode that feels like a David Fincher movie, then people are speaking like they're David Fincher. You look like you have a follow-up for the Pillow Fort episode. Research on pillows or research on? I think we did. I watched the Ken Burns stuff. Yeah, I watched like the Civil War stuff. Yeah. I didn't get any smarter, but I just acted like a smart guy. I'm gonna come all the way around, don't worry, so don't feel cheated. The 8-bit, or the third season. The third season was, the most difficult part was losing my mind while making a TV show. That was the first season where NBC actually pulled the show from the schedule. So there was a moment where I was like, I got called into an office and told by a guy that I normally just tell what to do. No, not be black. Nobody like that. Nobody. You don't get called into your boss's office. You get called into like the guy that makes milk. And he goes like, I just heard that my milk machine isn't allowed to work anymore because the show's been pulled from the schedule for this next fiscal quarter or whatever. And you go, okay, good, yeah, fuck those guys. I don't want this. I'm fine. But you have to keep making a show. All right. Yeah, I'll make the best show ever. But it may never air. Yeah, I'll make the best show ever that may never air. And then, like, insanity sets in, drinking sets in, pills, couple pills, Adderall. If you don't have Adderall, you do worse stuff. Yeah, Adderall and booze, they can create problems. doses. It was like, I felt bad. The timeline episode was amazing, thank you. It was all done in the worst and best season. It was the best of times and worst of times. And it was like, Roxanne was probably Chris McKenna, specifically bringing up that song. I can't really remember. I know that if Chris McKenna didn't exist, that episode would never be possible. It was always a dream of mine since I'd seen Run Lola Run. Like, I was always like, let's do a Run Lola Run episode. And that's what that became, but it was Chris McKenna drumming something insane. You can see online, I posted his photographs of his, like, whiteboards where he's using a story model that was given to him by an insane person. Like, he's just bothering to, he doesn't give a shit about that stuff. He's like, okay, what is each character? It's like for each timeline. So it's 6 times 6 times 6, and like, it looked like someone was gonna get serial killed. All right.
Is it true that you blew the entire budget for music on ABBA, trying to get the rights for ABBA for the Halloween special?
Yes. Yes. ABBA, the ABBA soundtrack. Who is that? Who's ringing? How dare you? It's okay. I just want to make sure I wasn't me. You said it's personal, so I can't put the mic underneath you? You said you're Peruvian, and so ABBA's personal.
Yeah, weird. I came here when I was 5, and I grew up, my parents listened to a lot of Beatles and ABBA. So seeing that was fun.
The ABBA thing for the Halloween episode, originally when I wrote the script, the Halloween episode, season 2's, a guy held up to, I feel like my own grandpa. Season 2, Grandpa. You fought at Iwo Jima. Thank you, Sonny. It was originally, the original joke was that Dean Pelton had an iPod that he was playing, and that he only had Ghostbusters on his iPod. And the joke was that Ghostbusters was playing on a loop. And so I was like, okay, it's like a $40,000 joke, like the Ghostbusters playing on a loop. And so you see them at the end of the act going like, okay, we're trapped, there's zombies and Ghostbusters playing on a loop. It's like, that was the original idea. So then we were editing the episode, and it was like really annoying. Ghostbusters playing on a loop. It was terrible. It was not funny. It just was what it would be. It's just annoying. It didn't register as comedy. The scene in the beginning where Jeff is dressed as Becca and Britt is the dinosaur, that's where they see the joke. So we shot, because I knew that was probably going to be a problem. I was like, I think this Ghostbusters thing may be not funny, and may also not legally clear. So we shot like a couple different versions of that scene strategically, and the bottom line was that like we didn't know what the gag was going to be musically during the zombie episode. So the Ghostbusters thing did not work, and we ended up panicking. We went through versions like there was God damn it, what was the band? It's like, who did Everybody's Working for the Weekend? What's that band? Loverboy. There was another version. Not Joe Walsh. There was some. We went through every category because the setup for the joke was going to be the only thing in your iPod is blank. That was the setup to a episode-long punchline, and we went through everything we possibly could. Nothing worked because everybody that sounded good, like there was going to come a point where it didn't make sense when zombies are crawling through the window. It was like, now it's dumb. Now it doesn't work. Billy Squire, by the way, is who I was thinking of. There was a guy that said Billy Squire was like, oh, his music library. ABBA was the only thing that fucking worked. It was the only thing. Because we played everything, we were bummed out because we were like, ABBA's the only thing that works. they're an international music rights thing. It was only Sony could possibly try to work those music rights. It was down to the 11th hour. It was really expensive. Yes, I blew the entire music budget for the entire season. It was like, my brain says $240,000, which was the entire music budget. Like, they said, do you know what you're doing? I was like, yeah, fine, whatever. Nothing else is gonna work. There's zombies coming in through the window. What's supposed to be playing? The Happy Birthday?